What's going on, fam? My name is Vince, and I'm just trying to share a message with the world to hopefully shine some light into the world and a bright light. The reason why I'm trying to share this message is that we've all been through some things. We've all seen some pain in the world. We've all been through some pain in the world, and I'm just trying to share what I believe God's put on my heart to try and get some light into the world, to maybe see how to deal with some of those situations, maybe see how to deal with that pain that we've been through, and maybe share a way for others to be helped through painful situations, and even to avoid painful situations that we've been through. So this is why I want to share this message with you, and hopefully it'll mean something. Hopefully it'll help someone along the way. Hopefully this will get out to help someone avoid some pain, or get through something that they might have been through in life in a much better way, so that way they can have peace and strength in their hearts, and not be overtaken with thoughts and feelings of sadness or pain or hurt, things like that we know that we would want our kids to escape, our friends to escape, our families to be safe from, our friends to be safe from, even ourselves to be safe from. So this is a message that I want to share, and hopefully it'll help you out. Hopefully it'll mean something to you. So I was thinking about having a song made, right, for this video that I was thinking about. I'm going to explain the video. The song, personally, I was thinking something kind of like with the rap beat, something with like energy, like a rap beat with some energy, like I don't know, kind of just like some serious energy to it. Rap lyrics, something, positive, going through things about pain, going through situations, needing to get through these situations, wanting to see how to get through these situations and escape these things, dealing with life, dealing with the pain in life, dealing with having life and wanting to be able to live life, and not be caught up in things that'll take us down, hurt us, stuff like that. So I'm not sure about the song yet, but I'll explain the video and see if it makes sense to you. So the video would start out, there'd be two situations to the video. There'd be one girl getting ready at the beginning of the video, and there'd be a guy getting ready at the beginning of the video. It would kind of switch back. The girl and the guy would be the main characters in the video. So we'll just start out with the girl. And so the girl is getting ready. She's getting ready for her night, for her time out, her time out of the house, wherever she's going. She's going, we'll just say that she's going to see a friend, like her boyfriend or something. She's getting ready. You don't know that quite yet. She's fixing her hair or something, getting some stuff ready, and you see a Bible laying on her bed. I happen to be a Christian, so I'm going to share this from a Christian standpoint. Hopefully, if anyone out there that is not a Christian hears this, hopefully you're at least encouraged or inspired by something positive being talked about, amidst all the negativity on the earth and in the world. So hopefully this doesn't offend you, but I'm going to share this from a Christian standpoint. So the girl's getting ready for her night out. She's got a Bible on the bed, and you just see her kind of like move the Bible, on the bed to a different spot on the bed, or to like the nightstand next to the bed before she leaves or something like that. Okay, cool. Bam, flip to the guy. Same thing. He's getting ready for his night out. Same thing. There's a Bible in his room. He kind of, goes and like moves the Bible or closes the Bible before he leaves. All right, so back to the girl. So she goes, she's traveling. She happens to take the bus, and she takes the bus, and she gets to a certain apartment building or something, and she goes up the stairs. She knocks on the door. A guy her own age answers the door, welcomes her in. She gives him a little hug or something, says hi, and they go to hang out in his apartment and start watching TV or talking or something like that, playing a game, something. But then during that time, you see that he tries to get closer to her, make a move to her. He's getting too close, kind of making her uncomfortable. And then he starts to try and kiss on her, And she kind of shrugs it off. She's like, nah, I'm not ready for that, or, you're making me uncomfortable. And then he kind of backs up, but then he goes and he tries again, and he tries again, but with more force this time. So she gets more uncomfortable, and he tries to like force himself on her, and you see her get real uncomfortable, and she just kind of like pushes him off, and he like starts saying something to her, like, you know, trying to like force her into it. She gets really upset. She grabs her, you know, her things or whatever, her little purse, something, whatever it is, her phone. You know, she grabs her phone and just heads out of heads out of the place, heads out of his apartment. Boom, she just jets out. And you see that she's real upset. She's real upset, and she's like walking down the street. She's crying. You know, she's really upset that he tried to force himself on her. She kind of liked him, kind of trusted him, something like that. And she didn't want to take it there. She just wanted to have a good time, and kind of, you know, that's not where she was trying to go. And so she's really upset. She checks her phone. She sees some texts from her friends to see how she's doing, how her night's going. If she wants to do something else, you know, to meet up with her somewhere. So then, boom. So then she jets to like that. You see she's really upset, though. She's crying. She's kind of trying to, like, contain herself. And so that kind of comforts her. So she moves on to the next spot. So the same thing with the guy. The guy goes through the same things, but a little bit similar. I just wanted to make it from a guy standpoint and a girl standpoint, so that way you can see that this can happen to guys too. You can see it from all different viewpoints. You know, that sometimes we all need help in different ways, whether it's guy, girl, male, female, whatever situation, that we just all need help in the world sometimes. So just to like see that, whatever that means to people with God, however God would explain that to people's hearts and people's minds, and whatever this might mean. So the same thing with the guy. He drives to his girl's place. She lets him in. They're watching TV, playing a game. She tries to get close to him. He kind of like shrugs it off. He's not really trying to take it there right now. And then she tries to get closer. And he's not like so upset, broken down, crying over it, but, you know, she gets closer. He's like, nah, I gotta go. She's trying to like talk him into it. He's like, nah, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. This is not where I'm trying to go with this right now. You know, he wants to take things slow, kind of like put God first, honor God and what he's going through. So he takes off, and he's just like, oh man, you know, it was a temptation, but he's like out of it, and he's like, you know, I'm not trying to go there, and he just moves on. He checks his phone, he sees some text from some friends and meet up somewhere, so he goes on to the next situation for him too. You know, so whatever that might mean to anybody, anybody's heart, anybody's mind, hopefully it might mean something, because I believe God put this on my heart for a reason. So then, boom, he's gone. And then so we go back to the girl, and her friends happen to text her from like a bar or a party, whatever makes sense to you. And she's of age, she's 21, and she drinks, but she drinks moderately. She drinks temperately. She knows her limits. She drinks to have a good time, but not to get too drunk, to kind of keep her wits, keep her mind about her, to know what's going on, but just to go out and have a good time. So she gets to the bar, her friends are there, they have a few drinks, but you see that they're not, you know, they're having a good time, whatever. They might be a little bit, you know, loud, rowdy, they might not be, whatever it is, but they're not just like getting crazy drunk, you know, so that way they don't know what they're doing. They're kind of keeping their limits about them. So then you see that they have some drinks, and then her friends, you know, talk to her, and they're all talking, you know, and she kind of cheers up from her time out. She doesn't even really mention it in this video. She just kind of takes it to God later, but, you know, she cheers up. They all talk. They're saying goodbye. They're making sure she's okay. They're all making sure, you know, each other. Yeah, you know, we're good. So they say goodbye to her, you know, and she goes and she heads back outside, and she's like walking to the bus stop. And then she's on her way to the bus, you know, she's just kind of thinking over the day, you know, kind of like checks her phone, puts her phone away. She's just walking to the bus, and then all of a sudden you see a group of girls come walking towards her. And it's not really a big deal at first. It's like 4 or 5 girls, but one of the girls isn't paying too much attention, and she like bumps into her. But then the girl that bumps into her gets really mad, like it's her fault. And so she starts yelling at her and kind of like trying to like start a fight with her, and there's a couple of them trying to like start a fight with her, but she's just calm. She kind of stands her ground. She doesn't get really mad and yell back. You know, she's kind of is like calm, and just the situation just kind of like goes away. Like it just calms down, nothing happens, and you know the girls end up walking away, kind of like yelling at her still, but she ends up walking away and you know going and catching her bus. So then she catches her bus and she's on her way home, and and then she gets home. She gets back to the house, and you see she gets back to the house, and she sees her Bible. She picks up her Bible, you know, maybe takes a look, maybe, you know, moves it again, you know, she gets down on the bed, you know, maybe she sits on the edge of the bed or on a chair or something, and she just starts praying, and she starts, you see like in the video, sometimes how you see like on videos or like cartoons, how like they have the captions so that when you see people like go back and like think over things that just happened, and you see her reflecting, thinking about what she just went through that night, how she went to the guy's house and how he tried to force himself on her, and how she went to the bar and they were having a good time, but they kind of like keeping it calm, and you know what I mean? Maybe not to disrespect anybody in the world, because I've been there, but maybe you see in the video that like there's some people really drunk, kind of like almost like, you know, there's a couple people and there's like a person or two almost kind of like falling down or something like that. Not to disrespect anybody in the world, because I've been in that situation myself, but just to kind of like think about something, you know? And then kind of like the fight that she almost got into, and she's like thinking about that. And then she goes to pray, and you see like things that she's talking about in her prayer. You see like captions like over her, like words that are coming from her prayer. And she takes a situation that she went through with the guy trying to force himself on her, and she's praying that all people in that situation, male and female, would be kept from that harm, kept from that pain, kept from the harm of somebody trying to force themselves on them, and that the people trying to force themselves on somebody wouldn't feel that way, wouldn't want that, that they'd be filled with God's love, not to feel that way, not to have to feel that way, not to be caught up in that. So she's praying for people to be protected from it, and she's praying for people not to want to feel that way. And then she goes to the bar situation. She's praying for people to not to want to feel like they have to drink too much, to be protected in their thoughts and their minds and their feelings, to just not to want to have to drink too much, to have a good time if they drink, and for the people who don't drink to be strong in their decision not to drink. Because what God's put on my heart is that there's a lot of people who don't drink or don't want to drink, but sometimes it's forced on them. Sometimes they feel they have to because of pain. Sometimes they struggle with, they don't want to drink, but they deal with that temptation and that habit. Maybe they're trying to quit, or they quit it, and they're dealing with this, needing the strength not to want to go back to that. So she's praying about these situations and praying about all of that. And then she goes to where she almost got in a fight, and she's praying for people to be kept from having harm brought upon them from somebody wanting to get in a fight, or she's praying for people not to want to get in a fight, that their hearts would be filled with just love for themselves, for friends, for family, if they have family, if not, for the love that God has for them. And they'll not want to hurt anybody else. They'll just have a respect and an awareness for people, that they won't want to hurt people. You know, that they just won't want to feel that way. So she prays about that too. And then so she prays about all these situations. And that kind of ends her night. And then she goes, she like takes her Bible, maybe, you know, closes it again, moves it, turns out the light, goes to bed. Boom, it's been one. That's it, you know. So the same thing with the guy. He's at the bar, and you know, and he ends up having a couple drinks, ends up leaving his car, or you know, something. Maybe somebody else takes the car that didn't drink, something, one of his friends, I don't know. He almost gets in a fight on the bus on the way home, and it stays calm though, nothing happens. He gets home, he does the same thing. He prays for, you know, the same thing. He almost had something forced on him by his girl, but he didn't want to take it there. He got out of the situation. And so he prays about that situation just like she did, you know, the other girl did. He prays about people drinking the same way, and he prays about people not getting in fights. And then, you know, he takes a look at his Bible, closes it, turns out the light. Wherever he's at, he goes to bed, and that's it. That's one. That's the video. that's the thoughts for this message, So I was thinking about that, and I was just listening to things right now, and I was, some things on the radio and stuff, and I was just thinking how, like, anything that we've been through in our life, hurtful situations that we've been through in our life, we can pray for those things for people not to have to suffer, not to have to feel that way, not to want to feel that way. If we have friends that have been hurt in certain situations, family members that have been hurt in certain situations, we can pray that our friends, our family members would not deal with the same pains that they've dealt with before, or that we've seen, our friends and our family have to go through, or that we've been through, so that way our family doesn't have to feel and experience the things that we've experienced. And we can just pray about these things, that there's something going on. Someone's getting hurt in the world, somebody's offending somebody else, somebody's hurt by somebody else. We can try and look at it from a big picture situation and just pray for that hurt in the world over all people going through these situations. If somebody's caught up in some drama, somebody's caught up in an old relationship situation, people are mad at each other, people are drinking too much, people are fighting somewhere, whatever it is, we can take the big picture of the situation and just pray about it. Pray that all people on earth going through that won't have to feel that way, won't want to feel that way, won't want to hate other people, won't want to get in the fights, won't want to feel like they have to drink too much or do too much drugs, or even go to that if they don't want to go to that.